Hello and welcome back to my channel. Per special request, I was asked to make some game pieces, and I was pretty excited about it because it got me back into the shop and in front of that saw. This was a challenge. Boy, was it a challenge. I hadn't touched this saw in over a month. I have been so busy doing other things, and here I am trying to make it work. Several things that were not given enough thought, and I was making the pattern, how I made the pattern. Choosing the wood, not so much of an issue. Using the blade was another issue. When I say issues, I really had to do a quick relearn, meaning I had no idea what blade was in the saw. I just started using it, changed over to a polar, didn't like it, went back to the ultra reverse, and that worked well. The biggest issue with this pattern was that how do I want to say it? When I printed it too close to the edge, and it just did not work for me. I didn't have the right kind of wood. While they looked nice, they were distorted. They were not cutting quite as well as I would have liked. But having said that, I was super excited to be back at the saw. Super excited. And I was so glad I was asked to do these because I knew it would get me in front of the saw by saying yes. And I went right to it. I just put everything else on hold and said, here we go. Now keep in mind, it's been a while. And I'll tell you, I had to relearn a few things, or what are they, memory, muscle memory, all kinds of things. Now, the other part of this as well is I changed the setup for my saw, which I've been wanting to do, but I had to do part of the renovation first and get other things done. And I finally got the piece, the roller cart out into the shop that I wanted to use because I now want to stand up to saw. I found it much more comfortable to stand. I can see the pattern better. I'm more posture perfect, I guess you could say. And it was really nice. But getting used to where the foot pedal is, using the foot pedal standing up, it was a learning curve. And I'm kind of glad that I hadn't been at the saw for 4 weeks plus, because if I would have went right from sitting down to standing up, it would have been a challenge. So because I, was away from it for a bit, I think this is going to work out well. Now, I did pull up a chair to sit down for a little bit. While that worked out fine, even with this higher table, I didn't like it. So the standing up is really what I want to do. And I think it's going to work out so much better in the long run on future jobs. Because this was my first run, I was absolutely not happy with the outcome. But I was super excited with the outcome. This was quick. It was such a joy to be back at the saw. That's all I can say. So I printed out a new set of patterns. I am going to redo this. I may do an updated video on these pieces. You've seen one, you've seen them all. But I think with a different style of wood, and now I know what blade to use, I think we're going to do just fine. The other issue with this wood was that one side was longer or wider than the other. I was actually unnecessarily cutting through a lot of wood for a very small amount of product. Hindsight is 20/20, but it's what I had. It was scrap. It worked. I would like to thank everyone for being so patient while I've been doing my renovations and not putting up videos. And I realize that, YouTube is not the end all be all, but I've missed doing this. And I want to thank you all for sticking by me and understanding that, life kind of throws curveballs at you and you have to do what you have to do. Now, the renovation is not done yet, but it's at a point now where I can just spread it out. I can do scroll saw. I can do work on the rest of the renovations in the house. The 4 weeks that I was away from the saw, well, actually, I was away from the saw for a lot longer than that, but at any rate, I had to get the outside work done. Winter's coming. We now have snow. So that was quite urgent for me to do. Now I'm on the inside part of the renovation, and it's not as urgent. I have tasks I need to do. I'll get them done, but it's not the end all be all. I'm not going to be entertaining for the holidays, so it's not like I have to get it done before people arrive. So having said that, I'd really like to thank y'all for sticking by me. There's going to be more to come. I'm going to get more consistent with this and find some projects that I really want to do. With that happy note, God bless. Take care. Thanks for watching.